This week.
They are waiting for money to come from somewhere. Good to I. This
When are you leaving, guys, after this?
Public Finance Management Act 1 of 1999 as amended provides that the MEC for finance in a province must submit the consolidated financial statements and the audit report within 1 month of receiving the report from the AG to the provincial legislature for tabling in the legislature. To fulfill the requirements of the above mentioned legislation, I therefore table the consolidated financial statements and audit report for the financial years 2022-23 for consideration by this House. I thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. Switch off the mic, Honourable MEC. Thank you very much. The report is referred to the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury for consideration and to report back to the House. Proceed with items 6.2, tabling of Section 71 report, Municipal Finance Management Act 2003. MEC, you may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honourable Speaker, Section 71, subsections 1.702 billion. The 8.3 million is made up for reduction in the allocation of Limpopo Tourism Agency of 1.4 million and 6.9 million in lead. Vote 7, the Department of Health's conditional grant allocation has been increased by 20.712 million as approved by National Treasury, and the equitable share has been reduced by 14.840 million, a net increase of 5.872 million from 24.602 billion to 24.608 billion. Vote 8, the Department of Transport and Community Safety's 2023-24 adjusted allocation was not affected and will remain the same at 2.513 billion. Vote 9, Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure allocation increases from 5.081 to 5.098, an increase of 16.8 million funded from provincial revenue in order to fund budget pressures in Road Agency Limpopo. The department has reprioritized identified savings of 166,974 million to increase transfer payments to RAL. Vote 10, Sports, Arts and Culture allocation had been adjusted downward by 3.151 million from 644.7 million to 641.549 million. Vote 11, the Department of Cooperative Governance, Human Settlement and Traditional Affairs has been increased its allocation by the additional conditional grant allocation from National Treasury of 250 million and equitable share reduced by 25.785 million, and a net increase of 224.215 million from 2.797 billion to 3.021 billion. For 12, the Department of Social Development 23-24 adjusted allocation was not affected and will remain in the same as 2.036 billion. Honourable Speaker, having received the above amendments, the Provincial Treasury in terms of Section 31 of the Public Finance Management Act No. 1 of 1999 as amended, herewith tables the 2023-24 Limpopo Adjustment Appropriation Amendment Bill No. 1 of 2024 to effect this adjustment and increase the provincial budget by 301,245 million from 81.643 billion to 81.9 billion. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable MEC. Also, the bill is referred to the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury for consideration and to report back to the House. Let's proceed to item 7.2, first reading of the Limpopo Appropriation Bill 2024 B02/2024 by the MEC Provincial Treasury. MEC Sekoati, you may proceed.
Thank you. Speaker of our Provincial Legislature, Honorable Rosemary Molapo, the Deputy Speaker of the Legislature, Honorable Chitereke Matibe, Honorable Premier of our province, Ntate Chupu Matavata, honorable members of the Executive Council, members of the Provincial Legislature, leaders of various opposition parties present, the Chairperson of House of Traditional Leaders, Hosin Gobe, the Deputy Lemagoshika Mokalongona, former members of the Provincial Legislature present, the Director General of the province and all heads of departments and other senior managers, members of the boards, chairpersons of the boards, members, and the chief executive officers of our various entities, executive mayors and all councillors present, leadership of the ruling party, the African National Congress, as represented by Musanda Madaje, the provincial chairperson of the ANC, echoes through the corridors of time, shaped by the diversity of ourselves and for our children, close quote. And you would even go further and say, you like it or you don't like it. So we have to be part of that history. As we unveil the budget for Limpopo, let's keep in mind that this is not merely a fiscal activity. It is a pivotal towards job creation, development, and socio-economic growth in the province. Therefore, over the 2024 MTEF period, Provincial Treasury will implement various strategies to mitigate the impact of fiscal consolidation on service delivery. These include collaboration between the Provincial Treasury and the provincial institutions in an effort to assist the latter to leverage on budget reforms such as spending the zero-based budgeting and budget facility for infrastructure known as a BFI. Honourable Speaker, the financial outlook of the provincial administration has significantly improved, as in 2011-12, the province had 19 disclaimer audit opinions, which to date all have been eliminated. It's also notable that we received a number of clean audits over the last couple of years. However, they are not yet sustainable, and we need to do more to ensure that we can retain that. Therefore, through enhancing financial governance to improve the sustainability of clean audits and elimination of remaining unqualified support and governance, Provincial Treasury continues to collaborate with MPEC committees to strengthen the governance and oversight. We have also established the municipal and members of Executive Council forums, which MEC for Treasury and MEC for COXA meet with all mayors and municipal managers to assess financial and governance progress. We are thus happy to announce that all municipalities in the province are effectively implementing currently, and we are working on strengthening municipal assets management module on the M-score. Honourable Speaker, given the current economic challenges, the provincial government has invested resources to enhance the planning, delivery and governance of infrastructure to improve the delivery mechanism of our investments. Therefore, our resolve is to continue addressing challenging factors hampering infrastructure, its roads and infrastructure, to perform its role as the custodian of immovable assets and the implementing agent of infrastructure through alternative funding models remains resolute. Honourable Speaker, in preparation and finalizing the 2024-25 MTEF, all departmental infrastructure plans were used to inform the final allocation over the 2024 MTEF period, and a total budget of 21.691 billion has been allocated for the delivery of infrastructure within the province. This allocation will fund infrastructure projects of various categories in line with the overall strategic objectives of the province, and the project details are captured in the project list of each department. Honourable Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, the provincial infrastructure budget for 24-25 financial year will be 7.851 billion, representing an increase of 6.1% compared to the 23-24 financial year. The 7.851 billion is allocated to various departments as follows. The Department of Education to receive 1.623 billion through the Education Infrastructure Grant, which include maintenance of early childhood development centers and priority projects for storm damaged schools. Department of Agriculture and Rural Development to receive 206.260 million. Department of Economic Development, Environment and Tourism to receive 25 million for refurbishment of state resorts as part of the provincial priorities. Department of Health to receive 848.228 million. Department of Transport and Community Safety to receive 62.6 million, also as part of the provincial priority projects. Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure to receive 3.714 billion. Department of Sports, Arts and Culture to receive 243.585 million. Included in the departmental allocation is the 200 million for construction of the provincial theatre, in case there are still those sayers who are saying it will never happen. So we are hoping that it will be started. The Department of Coxstar to receive 1.1 billion, representing a negative growth of 17.4 from 23-24 financial year. Department of Social Development to receive 20.33 million. The procurement plans for each department has been finalized and we are at an advanced stages to have projects at pre-planning stages concluded. We are also expediting implementation through acceleration and catch-up plans that the Provincial Treasury monitors on a monthly basis, including implementing controls to prevent unwanted expenditure such as irregular, unauthorized, fruitless and wasteful expenditure as mandated by the PFMA. On members, the national transfers, which include the provincial equitable share and the conditional grants, are primary revenue sources for the provincial expenditure. These two sources of funding on average constitute 97.8% of the total revenue of the province, while the balance of 2.2% is provincial own generated revenue over the MTEF. And that tells us that we still need to do more to make sure that we are able to generate our own revenue so that we are able to, at all times, be in a better position to augment these allocations from national. In 2024, transfer received from national government amounted to 79.718 billion in 2023-24 and is set to increase over the 2024-25 MTEF to 81.404 billion in 25-25, 84.328 billion in 25-26 and 87.998 billion in 26-27 financial years respectively. Including provincial owned revenue, the total provincial receipts will be 83.255 billion in 24-25, 86.264 billion in 25-26, and 90 billion in 26-27. The provincial equitable share, which is the largest source of provincial revenue, accounts for 84.4% of the total provincial revenue over the 2024 MTEF period. The equitable share allocation to the province will be 69.25 billion in 24-25, 72.925 in 25-26, and 76.482 billion in 26-27. In the 2024 MTEF period, the province equitable share has been adjusted upwards as follows: 145.7 million in 24-25 and 153.1 million in 25-26 for new data updates in the equitable share. Pre-MT BPS additions of 2.5 billion in 24-25, 2.642 billion in 25-26, and 2.781 billion in 26-27 for wage carry-through costs, mainly for education and health. Post-MT BPS additions of 1.415 billion in 24-25, 1.440 billion in 25-26, and 1.486 billion in 26-27 for wage carry-through costs, mainly for the social sector. The province equitable share is also adjusted downward as follows. Total reduction of 109.2 million only in 25-26 for new data updates in equitable share formula, pre-MT BPS fiscal consolidation of 2.272 billion in 24-25, 2.398 billion in 25-26, and 2.489 billion in 26-27. Post-MT BPS reduction on education and health wage carry-through cost of 144.331 million in 25-25, 152 million in 25-26, and 159.854 million in 26-27, which was National Treasury's clawback on part of the additional funding made available for this department's pre-MT BPS. The funds have been redirected to this department's compensation of employees under the conditional grant portfolio. The adjustment outlined above result in a net increase of 1.651 billion in 25-25, 1.423 billion in 25-26, 1.771 billion in 26-27 financial years respectively. This net increases mainly cushioned the social sector departments, which is health and education, against the impact of reductions to ensure the protection of core services delivered by these departments. It will ensure that we continue to fully compensate doctors, nurses, and educators and fill critical vacancies in the education and health sector. Madam Speaker, the provincial conditional grants allocation amount to 34.698 billion over the 2024 MTEF period, with 11.779 allocated in 2024-25 and declined by 3.2% in 25-26, and a slight rebound by 1% in 26-27 financial year as part of the fiscal consolidation and repurposing of this portfolio by the National Department. 0.029 billion in 25-26 and 2026-27 respectively. The increase in provincial owned revenue is proving to be instrumental in closing the gap in provincial revenue caused by decreasing equitable share, whereas the province envelope is increasing at decreasing rate. The departments, this demands that together with departments, we develop strategies to mitigate the impact on service delivery imperatives. That means that those that knows that they are supposed to be paying for services in the province and they can afford it must be able to do so in order to make it a point that as a province we are also able to sustain ourselves, but also we are able to continue to augment this equitable share and be able to, from time to time, be able to fund our priorities. Ladies and gentlemen, in the words of Premier Chupuma Tabata, I quote, "It has been an illustrious 30 years of responding to the needs and expectations of the people of Limpopo, altering their economic conditions, upgrading them socially, affirming their belonging to this beautiful province and country." Close quote. With these sentiments in our hearts, we continue to embark on this budgetary journey with determination and purpose, guided by the principles of equity, inclusivity, and prosperity for all. Together, let's forge a path towards a Limpopo that not only fulfills dreams of its citizens, but also serves as a beacon of hope and inspiration for the current Dintswalos of Limpopo and Dintswalos yet to come. Honorable Premier, as I now turn to allocations per department, let me begin by highlighting that these allocations were informed by a robust assessment of each department's readiness capacity to absorb effectively and efficiently spent resources. So we're just not giving everyone allocations. We have to make sure that those departments that are the receiving departments have got the capacity and are therefore ready to ensure that they are able to implement. The Provincial Treasury assessed the business plans and implementation plans of all projects that will be implemented by the departments over the 2024 medium term to ascertain their shovel readiness. Hence, only projects that were found ready to commence received funding. And those allocations are as follows. Vote 1, the Office of the Premier is allocated 506.194 million in 24-25, 515.450 million in 25-26, 533.515 million in 26-27 financial years. The 24-25 allocation is inclusive of 83.1 million earmarked for funding, amongst others, ICT-related projects in the province, Provincial Energy Strategy, review of the LDP for 7th term of administration, and Limpopo SMS development program. Vote 2, this August House, the Provincial Legislature is allocated a total budget of 549.516 million in 24-25, 542 million in 25-26, and 626.182 million in 26-27 financial years. This allocation is mainly for the operational expenditure of the Provincial Legislature. I thought members are happy that they will have enough allocations. Vote 3, there is hope for Tinchwalos again, as education received the bulk of the provincial budget at 48.2% as part of the province commitment to continue providing social protection and fund programs that are essential in the improvement of learners' performance across all grades. The department is allocated 40 billion, 41.808 billion and 44.163 billion in 24-25, 25-26, 26-27 financial years respectively. The first financial year's allocation is inclusive of 1.596 billion for wage cost carry through, 100 million for e-education, 100 million for storm damaged schools, and 70 million for improvement of matric results project. So the improvement that we have just seen was not accidental. It was a Ravak projects. Vote 5, the Provincial Treasury is allocated a budget of 478.063 million in 24-25, 500.122 million in 25-26, and 519.577 million in 14 million made available for national priority funding pertaining to municipal intervention capacity building that we have spoken about in terms of assisting municipalities, 11.803 million, and infrastructure capacity building programs, 5.711 million. Vote 6, the Economic Development, Environment and Tourism is allocated a budget of 1.866 billion in 24-25, 1.674 billion in 25-26, and 1.429 billion in 26-27 financial year. The 2024-25 allocation is inclusive of 986.1 million set aside for transfer to the department's public entities as follows: Limpopo Economic Development Agency, 834.656 million; Limpopo Tourism Agency, 82.64 million; and Limpopo Gambling Board at 68.592 million. The transfer to leader includes an amount of 561.323 million for implementation of catalytic projects such as Musina, Makado Special Economic Zone at 417.475 million, and Fetaho Mutubatsi Industrial Park at 143.848 million. So we are basically funding those programs that are related to industrialization of the province. The function of economic development in the province is within the ambit of this department, and hence the 2024-25 allocation also includes an amount of 25 million for state resort refurbishment, 8.5 million for reserve commercialization, 5 million for the purchase of resort equipment, furniture, bedding, including the white sheets that you will find in those resorts, honorable members, and the cutler, and 1.9 million for the implementation of a resort central reservation system, so that, Honorable Sishoka, when you go there, you are able to make a reservation. You don't just walk there and you are told it's full. So we are putting money aside to make sure that we can do that. The department is also allocated 28 million for waste management and air quality control projects to make sure that we are able to prevent diseases outbreak in the province and ensure that we are able to have healthy lives and prolong for longevity. Vote 7, as part of providing social protection, the Department of Health receives second largest allocations of the provincial budget after the Department of Education at 21.7%. The total allocation to the department is 24.639 billion in 24-25, 25.769 billion in 25-26, and 27.443 billion in 26-27 financial years. The allocation consists of a combination of equitable share, conditional grants, and provincial owned revenue. The 2024 budget is inclusive of 52.2 million for purchase of new ambulances and all the necessary ambulance equipment. Furthermore, a total amount of 150 million has been made available for the appointment of 143 permanent doctors in various health facilities across the province. The department will also continue funding the Cuban doctor program in 24-25, and a total budget of 20.9 million has been set aside for this purpose. Vote 8, transport and community safety. This budget is 2.611 billion in 24-25, increasing to 2.684 billion in 25-26 and 2.791 billion in 26-27. Through this budget, the department will implement a number of key projects in 24-25 financial year, including the revitalization of traffic training college at 13 million, the construction of K53 projects in Thohoyandou and Seshego at 25 million, the refurbishment of traffic facilities in the province at 8.688 million, and the remedial work at the Thohoyandou intermodal facility at 16 million. The allocation of the department is also inclusive of 127 million set aside for transfer to Gateway Airport Authority Limited, known as GAL, and in 24-25, with more than half of this allocation at 74 million being dedicated towards the implementation of service delivery improvement plan projects at the airport. Vote 9, the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure, its allocation is 5.272 billion in 24-25, 4.770 billion in 25-26, and 4.529 billion in 26-27 financial years. In 24-25, the allocation will be utilized to implement various infrastructure projects in the province, including the ZCC R71 interchange route project at 125 million, the purchasing of new yellow fleet at 100 million, the refurbishment of Lidetse Street building at 20 million, and the Musina Makado SCZ road infrastructure project at 15 million, and a total of 150 million has also been set aside for the settlement of municipal rates and taxes, so that as a provincial government, we do not continue to owe municipalities and create a burden for them. So we are setting aside money to make sure that we are able to fulfill our responsibilities and make sure that our municipalities are viable. As per EXCO resolution, the province remains committed to to purchasing and owning office buildings to reduce rental costs, and a total budget of 100 million in 24-25 has been allocated within this department for this purpose. Vote 10, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture received a total budget of 127 million in 24-25, 763.447 million in 25-26, and 734.3 million in 26-27 financial year. The allocation for 24-25 includes conditional grants allocation amounting to 231 million. In 24-25, a total budget of 200 million has been allocated to commence the construction of the Provincial Theatre, and the Provincial Treasury has assessed the business and implementation plans for this project, and indication is that construction will be commencing in April 2024. Vote 11, the Department of Cooperative Governance, Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs received a total budget of 2.473 billion in 24-25, 2.557 billion in 25-26-27 financial year. Those council offices. Vote 12, the Department of Social Development, 2 billion in 25-26 and 2.344 billion in 26-27 financial years. The 2024-25 allocation includes a conditional grant allocation of 7.2 million for expanded public goods program. Within the 24-25 budget is an allocation of 13.3 million to fund the fight against GBVF and 15.9 million for social workers program, as well as 17.1 million for HIV prevention programs. Madam Speaker, each vote will in the next couple of weeks present further details of their respective budgets to this Honourable House. Our members, ladies and gentlemen, it's my conviction that the budget delivered here today confirms the African National Congress government's commitment to prudent fiscal allocations and better public finance management. As we look forward to yet another 30 years for a better life for all, I join my voice to echo the sentiments of our Premier that we need to prioritize industrialization, recognizing it as a symphony of progress, transforming dreams into reality, and propelling nations towards a future where innovation and prosperity harmonize on the grand stage of economic evolution. All Premier, allow me to take this privileged moment and express my heartfelt appreciation for the opportunity to serve in your administrations, supporting each financial cycle, your tenacity to develop solid plans and guide them through your visionary leadership has seen our province emerging from a state of obliterations to a socio-economic investment destination of choice. It's with profound sense of reflection that I'm reminded of the words of Isaac Newton, and I quote, if I've seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. And you have just provided that, shoulders of giants. To my colleagues in the Executive Council, I'm also indebted to you for sharing with me the collective responsibility for the overall integrity and coherence of the provincial budget. If any of you were doing the way you wanted, we wouldn't be here as a province. Ours was indeed a fulfillment of our revolutionary commitments to change the lives of the people of Limpopo for the better. To Honorable Rudolph Phala, the capable chairperson and members of the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury, your continued oversight and support has delivered us to where we are. A shining example of functional government, and I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart. To Gavin, Charles Pratt, and the Treasury Department, Treasury team, I appreciate your diligent work and steadfast commitment. Your devotion goes beyond the call of duty, showcasing a deep sense of patriotism. Keep up the hard work, even in the next administration, for the enhancement of quality of life for all the people of Limpopo. Now, to Hunadi Ashabiro, my wife, I think she's around here. I'm trying to, I can't see her. May you kindly rise. I can't see her, I want to see if she's here. To Hunadi and our children, thank you for your patience with me being away from you for many hours of the day. Your unwavering support, love, and prayers have made it easy for me to execute my responsibilities. Finally, to all the residents of our beautiful province, you have jealously guarded the future of our province through your constructive criticisms, support, hard work, and persistence through all the adversities that we went through. I therefore table to this August House the Limpopo Appropriation Bill 2024, estimates of provincial revenue expenditure 2024, overview of provincial revenue and expenditure 2024, socio-economic review and outlook 2024, and their supporting gazettes. Kia leboga, ndoleboa, hakensa, fired kindly. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable members, thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable MEC. Honorable members.
No, as honorable members, the key to solely Barasa.
Honorable Slomlela. Honorable members, may you be orderly, please. And we proceed with our order paper. Honorable MEC, thank you very much. The bill together with its supporting documents are referred to the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury for consideration and to report back to the House. Thank you very much, Honorable MEC, once more. Let's proceed to item 8, Honorable DS. Honorable Madibe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We have the following announcements. The Honorable MEC for Treasury is inviting us for lunch at Merupa Casino. All members are invited together with our guests. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The House is adjourned to Thursday, 7th March 2023 at 10 hours in this the Polokwane Municipal Council chamber. Thank you very much.
Ai, re tlo ira batho ka se. I gotta get another chairperson.
I'm going. Tima is there. I didn't know that you had that one is Oh, when I got to see it's not your name, but you should.
It's not my name.